Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. This is Geraldine Orozco, and we are on day 4. Is it 4 already? I think it is 4. Of your 31-day meditation challenge, day 3 of your 31-day meditation challenge. Today, I want to talk about an incredibly important topic, which has to do with energetic cords. And it's very interesting. I want to share this with you, and I want to hear your feedback on it as well. I'm quite alarmed at how right now, which it's been said that it would happen, we are dealing with a lot of spiritual. There's almost like this spiritual, a lot of deception going on, a lot of confusion going on in the spiritual realm regarding energy and cords and all of these things about the energetic body, meditation, how to work our energy, how to utilize our energy, what's feeling safe, what's not feeling safe. I'm noticing that as I look through some of these online videos on these topics, I'm very saddened and my heart breaks at seeing that people are putting out really negative comments or inverting very sacred, important energetic techniques, putting in a lot of fear into some of these techniques and inverting things. Like, for example, cutting cords is dangerous. Why to never cut cords? Or saying that you should never cut cords with your loved ones, or there are good cords and there are bad cords, and we shouldn't cut the good cords. So I understand that for some of us, some of these techniques are new. We're new to a lot of these things. But let's really take a look and understand what it means, what these cords are. Because if we do not sit down and meditate and reconnect with our body, you're never going to know what's true. And that's my biggest concern, is that people, of course, these people that put out these things, I feel like they really kind of fearmonger and they feed off of people. Perhaps their inexperience, perhaps I dare say the laziness of us that don't have the time to sit down and meditate and connect and find the answers for ourselves. One of the most dangerous things in our reality is to look outside of us for answers. Okay, we need to sit down and meditate and connect with ourselves and get to know how our body works. Each and every one of us is a psychic. We are a healer. We can utilize healing practice, and we can utilize to heal our body. We can utilize to heal others. We all can do this. None of us are special. None of us have special gifts. None of us are highly advanced beings. All of us have encoded in our DNA the ability to activate these abilities or superpowers that are available to us just because we are human. Our DNA is a combination of many, many species in this multiverse, many manifestations of consciousness. And that being said, that all of us have an incredible amount of information that we have access to. We are moving in and out of dimensions simultaneously at all times. And as part of our whole organism, which is we live in a holographic universe, we are deeply interconnected with all things around us. We live in a holographic biotechnology. Okay, our body is biotechnology. And the system is functioning through a holographic function, not just our human body, but the entire world that we live in, how we are projecting into our reality collectively with each other to create the environment and the experiences that we're living. are all created due to each and every one of you that is here in this timeline, in this reality, sharing this experience with each other. We all have and play an important role in how we're interacting and creating our reality. And that being said, we combine ourselves and connect ourselves with the people in our lives based on our vibrational frequency. Your overall organism has a vibrational signature based on all the information that you're holding in your soul, in your body. The soul is projecting into this physical three-dimensional shell, and the DNA is holding on to information that is linked with your ancestral lineage. Okay, and that ancestral lineage is the information that we're cycling through our experiences. We are bringing up that information, working with that information constantly. That's what we are projecting into our reality. So, what happens when we are not aware of those connections that we have around us? We fall into a cyclical cycle, which we choose to define as a karmic cycle. And that is a product of unconscious, contractual, energetic agreements that we have made with other conscious, I want to say what I mean by conscious is consciousness, organisms of consciousness in this shared existence, which are your mother, your father, friends, family, all of the people that surround you in your life that you're projecting and connecting with in your life are all organisms of consciousness. That's what we are. So the connection that we connect, there is a network, okay? It's a biotechnology network that connects us, and it's holographic. This holographic network connects us to everyone that we have in our lifetime. It is encoded in the DNA, who we are connecting to based on the vibrational frequency. It is connected from that DNA, from the information that is there. The DNA is holographic. That information connects us to our network, which is our family. And the connection that we have to our family is also holographic. So everything that we are working back and forth, all of the lessons that we're cycling through in our family lineage, we are all one vibrational frequency coming together in this hologram to learn, experience, explore. Okay, so what's going to happen is when we're living our lives and coming into these blockages constantly of this repetitive patterns and experiences, we are pulling from that information, from the collective and from that network of your vibrational frequency, and you're pulling those experiences and projecting them into your reality. Every single contact, every person that you come into contact with, whether it is your mailman, whether it is the person at the counter, at the mall, at the store, your groceries, the farmer down the street, mother, father, partner, we immediately connect holographic cords to the people that we are connecting with. And these holographic cords are created by the what is it called? By the attraction of the holographic frequency. Okay, so we all have this vibrational signature that we are resonating at. When we combine, when we find a vibrational match to your vibrational frequency, you then meet a person. Okay, they can be a new person or a person you've already known in the past. Anyone that you come in contact with, you make eye contact with, you connect with, you exchange a thought, a feeling, an expression, an emotion, an observation, okay, a judgment, you are connecting with them holographically, energetically. So what happens is that when we create these energetic cords, we then create a holographic kind of energetic system that allows us to exchange information through. Now, these energetic systems are quite complex because they are a product of the vibrational signature of the contractual agreement. That name, that word that we hear, contractual, represents the vibrational signature and the information that is matching the two bodies, okay, the two bodies that are connecting with one another. So, what has brought this union of strangers or of your long-term partners is the vibrational match, which means that the cord, the holographic cord that is being connected to more than one part of your body, because we are complex beings. We are multidimensional beings. When infinite consciousness comes and projects into this physical body, it is fragmented and organized in a beautiful system called the chakra system. The chakra system is how information is organized within the body. The chakra system is connected with the endocrine system. There is no way to remove the chakra system. The chakra system is a biotechnology. It is the architecture of this hologram of a body, because it is how information is running, passing, and projecting through the physical body. So these cords of energy, because they are a product of a vibrational match, they are connected to more than one part of the body, as I said. So, for example, if there is a vibrational match based on the subconscious thought of fear, then that's where the cord will connect to. It will connect to, let's, as an example, the root chakra, the solar plexus, the heart chakra, okay? And so these cords are quite complex. And so when we talk about cutting cords or severing cords, what we're doing is we are releasing the information that is connecting the two bodies. And this is a process that is much deeper than just obviously snipping or visualizing that you're just cutting something. It is more complex. You are choosing to work with the information that first connected you with this person, this contractual agreement. Okay, we all have contractual agreements with everyone we meet. So the vibrational match that was created in order to experience something together as a collective. That's what we're here on this planet. We are here to experience collectively. We all bounce off each other experiences that help our soul evolve, that help our soul experience. And just as a general rule, we are infinite consciousness that is becoming aware of ourselves through these kinds of experiences. So therefore, there is nothing wrong. Okay, there is no right or wrong way to experience infinite consciousness. We in the spiritual community and a lot of people that talk about these things sometimes tend to fear negative experiences. And there is an invitation here to begin to look at the reality, to look at things through the eyes without having the wool covering our eyes, looking at things from a perspective of reality. What is real? What makes things real? I'm going to talk about that topic another day later on this month, because I think it's a really important thing to understand how to define what is real and what is illusion or what is being deceiving. Okay, but to cut it short and to just give you an understanding for this, the purpose of this explanation, what is real is what is in alignment with your true core values. The true core values of us are something that is completely in alignment with our overall truth, with our overall expression. How do we come to know what that is? We come to know that by digging the layers of unconscious expressions and programming that is not really part of us. We do not want to be a product of programming from the matrix, a product of programming from false concepts or out of balance concepts that are based on fear that come down through the lineage of our parents, because that's exactly what we're cycling through. So we don't want to be a product of that, but we are, because that's what we were raised with. That's what our values have been molded by, all of the things that we have learned through experience or by example. And so what our job is, as we are consciousness becoming aware of ourselves, is we begin to lift those layers off, going down to the core to understand who we truly are. okay, at the core of ourselves without those programs. And that's where we begin to find out and wake up. We finally see, right? We see beyond the systems that govern our society. We see beyond everything, our relationships, the concepts, the roles that we're playing, the roles that our sex has to play as a female, a male in our society and our family. Religion, we begin to question how religion plays a role. We begin to question our emotions, the role that guilt, shame, fear, anxiety, anger plays in our reality. And as you go down that hole, that rabbit hole of information, you begin to realize that your true core values might be quite different from what we have been groomed and trained and indoctrinated for centuries in this reality. So, the purpose of learning and becoming aware of this entire structure of reality is to really get very real about how we are exchanging information with one another. And energetic cords is how we are passing and throwing back this energy with one another. It is incredibly important to cut cords as a daily energetic hygiene. Because when we are not aware of our body, when we are not practicing being present with our body constantly, we are unconscious, which means that we are basically being hypnotized and unconscious by the environment around us. And therefore, there is an opening for control of our consciousness. That is the purpose of everything that is occurring around us, oftentimes, is to create a control of our consciousness. So, how do we become this sovereign being, this consciousness that is actually utilizing free will? You become a creator instead of someone that is in a state of constant cause and effect. Okay? And the only way to move out of cause and effect is by becoming aware of your energetic space, of your energetic body, and taking ownership of that space. That means that you become aware of your energetic body. Okay? And you become aware of when you are conscious and when you are unconscious of what is connecting to your body. So these energetic cords that are created naturally, holographically to your body from one person to another, there is no such thing as good or bad cords per se. It is the vibrational match that is matching to you. There will be no cord that connects to you that is not a vibrational match, okay? If you have a thought form based in fear, or if you have a thought form that is toxic, codependent in some way, if you look in the lower layers of yourself, you will notice that the relationships that you had that was causing a toxic energetic exchange is a vibrational match to you on some level. So this is where we begin to get into some sticky information, because we think, okay, there are toxic cords and there are good cords. Which cord should I cut? Should I only cut the toxic cords and not the good cords? Like, for example, my partner or my mother, my father, my brother, my family members, which I love dearly. So should I cut the cords with them? The answer is yes, and I'm going to explain why. We are yet becoming conscious and aware of what serves our highest purpose. Because we are still in the process of uncovering layers, and some of you have been working for a long time uncovering the layers of consciousness and becoming aware of what is true, what is real for you, what relationships serve you, we are all consciously working and evolving. So that means that we are working through these experiences as they come, learning about ourselves more and more. Some of these experiences in our life that are difficult, that show up, are showing up because they are encoded in your vibrational frequency. They are encoded in your DNA so that you can learn and evolve. They are things that are already in your organic system. So if something comes up in your life that is difficult, excuse me, If something comes up in your life that is difficult, it means that it's been hiding in the shadows, waiting for an opportune time for you to address this issue. And so that's what happens to us. When we are waking up, sometimes we go through a dark night of the soul, or we go through crisis because we realize that we are bombarded by the awareness, a new awareness of these things that are no longer resonating with us. So things feel like they are very out of balance. So, in order for us to start working with that information, we have to become aware of who and how and why we are connecting to the people that we are connecting. So, that's the number one thing to become aware of when we talk about cords. And there can be a lot of spiritual practice that are very easy that say, hey, let's just cut cords. And in my practice, we do that. But when we go deeper into these cords, we are looking to address the root cause of the cord, which are very complex thought forms that created a vibrational frequency that allowed you to become in alignment with this person, this relationship. So, what I would like you to do after this video, when you have some time, and I really invite you to revisit this video because I'm going to show you how to cut cords now in this session, but I would like for you to look at all of the relationships in your lives, the people in your lives. The family members are going to be the most powerful cords that you're going to want to work with, because this is your network. This is the network from which you are bound to. Oftentimes, we are cycling with the same essences of consciousness for a long time with a certain theme. And the theme for your network, for your family, could be something like unworthiness, lack programs, feeling of fear-based programming, any number of things that are collectively bringing your family network together are going to be things that you are actually dealing with, subconsciously. So this is where this is where the work really is. But then you're also going to look at your partnerships. What kind of partners are you attracting in your life? Notice the relationships. Where are there similarities between the relationships that you have and your father, mother, and how your relationship is with the divine feminine and masculine, men or women? And then take a look at your work environment. What kind of people are you surrounded? We are not connected with people just because. Everyone in our life, even the people that you see that are crossing the street around you, it's incredible, are a vibrational match to you. And I know some of you are going to look at that and you're going to say, how is that possible? But I've noticed more and more as I observe, and even just driving in my car, or if I am, people watching, how incredibly true this is. And if you train yourself to take a look and become aware of energy, you automatically see it's like a moth coming to a light. Where there is a vibrational match, we are aligning and combining with the people. So every person that comes in your sphere, there is a reason for that. It is a possible timeline, okay? So every single person, every experience is a possible timeline. We have infinite timelines available to us, and we can choose any number of them. So all of those experiences are possibilities. So when we are looking at these relationships, I want you to notice how you are a vibrational match to them, okay? And I really want you to go deep. Don't just look at the surface of the relationship. Look at the habits of exchange. What is being exchanged? How are you exchanging? Are you loving yourself? Are you being aware of how your energy is being expressed? And is it being received? How is it being received? Is there an even exchange in this relationship, or is there an imbalance? Is there a codependency? Is it a toxic relationship? Notice how these relationships are set up. That's how deep I want you to go with these. Now, we're going to talk about cutting the cords. Now that we know that we have this holographic network, and now we understand how we are throwing information and how we combine with the people that are in our lives, we're going to learn how to cut these cords. When you do a DNA reprogramming with me, this is one of the most important aspects of DNA reprogramming, because the fact that we are holding on to this massive amount of information in our DNA is what is projecting into our reality. So we go down to the root cause of the blockage, which is going to be somewhere in the family lineage. It's going to be sometime in your past. Open up that experience, and we take a look at the players that played a role in that experience. And that's where you're going to start to see the first vibrational imprints from those experiences. So every experience is a vibrational imprint because you are like a sponge. I mentioned we are like sponges. We are absorbing our environment. We are collecting data and information from around us. And because we're multidimensional, we absorb information from more than one way. Okay, we have our five senses and we have the energetic body. So take note that you are absorbing information. Even someone that is feeling off here is creating a vibrational emanation that you are picking up on some level. So this really plays a role. For example, when you are in the womb, okay, and you are coming into the world, you can feel your mother, you can feel your father, you can even feel the room around you. And this creates a vibrational environment for you that is your first impression of the world. So that right there causes a tremendous amount of imprints of programming, feelings, experiences, and emotions that are deeply rooted within you, and they can set the tone for your entire life. One of these days in this month, I'm going to focus on womb trauma, which is incredibly important. I really want to work on that with you guys. Okay, but let's focus on what I'm explaining here with the energetic imprints. When we go to the root of these events, we are then opening up these experiences in order to clean them up. Okay. And the focus is to understand what is in alignment with your true expression as infinite consciousness becoming aware of itself, not just as the human playing the role of Geraldine or any of you that are here watching me. We are not this body, we are not this name, we are not this family, we are not this experience in our lifetime. We are infinite consciousness becoming aware of ourselves. So I really want you to keep that in the back of your mind. When you are coming to this level of healing, it is very important. So when we talk about these energetic cords, we are looking, and when you look at it from another level, a much deeper level, energetic cords are going to look like uh, tentacles. I like to use the word tentacles because they connect to more than one part of the body. Okay, they connect to your throat chakra, your heart chakra, the solar plexus, the sacral, the root, and your third eye. And then, of course, we have other parts of our body, and they will connect like cords, like literally threads or tentacles to multiple parts of the body. So when we're cutting a cord truly deeply, we are pulling out all of the connections, meaning that you are working on the contractual agreement, the vibrational signature that aligned you with that person. Okay? So, let me see if I missed anything else here that I really want to cover. Okay, yes, I want to mention something about free will. Some people have the impression that when we are cutting cords, that, we can, okay, so because cords are connecting us, they're a holographic connection, we are throwing information back and forth. We can send energy can come in and out of those cords. So some of you might feel exhausted at the end of the day and you don't know why. That's because you had a cord that you were not aware of in which energy is being siphoned out of your body. Okay, and that means that you have an imbalanced exchange with someone in your realm. So that's where awareness is very important. And so when we talk about energetic vampires or people that are depressed, really low vibrational frequency, they are people that attach to your energetic space. Again, this is a match. It means that somewhere within you there is a thought form that matches this person. We then can release and eliminate those cords based on the shift in your vibrational frequency. Okay, but again, it takes awareness of that connection to begin with. Secondly, um, sometimes these cords are utilized for exchange of information. We can create healing through these cords, of course, and we can also can intend harm, which would be inversion of consciousness, inversion of light. I have seen some very dangerous practices on the internet where people talk about sending energy to other people, whether it's harmful or positive. Um, these are the inversion of truth. And the reason why is because if you are working from the highest level, the law of consciousness is that we all have free will. If we respect the law of free will, we cannot be um, imposing healings on people without their permission, without them allowing us into their energetic space. People that tap into your energetic space without asking for your permission are not practicing within the highest level of consciousness. There is an unconscious interaction where they are looking for self-serving purposes on some level to tap into that, maybe for recognition or an acknowledgement of their own abilities or powers, whatever that may be. So it's really important to note that. And just, as you go out into the world and doing your research and looking at things, notice very carefully how people are wording these explanations, and catch any time that you start to see an imposition of free will, because that's never okay. You can never tap into anyone's energy without their permission. If you are a practitioner, the people will come to you when you need to heal them, or they will always ask for your assistance, and that is a correct way. There is a law to this. We must respect that law, because otherwise we take on uh, more of these heavy contractual agreements and also information that doesn't belong to us. Now, when we create cords, let's talk about relationships briefly, which is another huge topic that I'm going to address later on this month. We're talking about sexual energy. Now, we are immediately like a USB cord, basically. It's like a USB cord that connects to different people. And we have the ability of transferring information, which means that if you're not aware of your energetic space, you can very easily pull into your body negative information that another person is holding on to if you're not aware of that. If they are heavily depressed, if they are out of balance, if they are somebody that's on drugs, for example, or has a lot of entities or attachments to them, you can pull a lot of that heaviness and depression and take it onto you. And you can even take on some of their entities if you're open in that way, if you're not aware of your energetic space. Okay. And so with sexual partners, it is the same thing. When we are uniting ourselves sexually with someone, we are combining energetically. Our entire energetic system, the biotechnology, the bioenergetic electromagnetic field is basically opening up and merging with another electromagnetic field. So there is a tremendous transference of energy and information. And what happens is that when we have imbalanced or codependent relationships where we can use the glass half full or half empty analogy, when there is one partner that is perhaps more consciously aware and another partner that is not as, normally the person that is not as will take on tremendous amounts of this stuff, and the person that is the light will take on all of their darkness, okay, all of their heaviness, their contractual agreements, their baggage or heavy trauma pains. This is exchanged during sexual intercourse. So these cords are very strong and very thick, and so this is how we are managed. It doesn't matter who you are, we are all exchanging energy in this way. So our awareness of that, and that's why it's really important to choose our friends, and our connections and our partners carefully, because we are a vibrational match. Regardless, you are connecting with them on some level. The awareness happens with you. what you're putting out into the world, the when I say choose them carefully, you get to know yourself very well. You get to know what energy you're putting out, what your vibrational signature is, where you need to work on yourself and learn how to love yourself unconditionally and be whole. That's what I mean. Okay, we need to take responsibility for ourselves first. That's always the case. So be aware of that. Okay, any practices that are black magic or inverted. Okay, very good. So I heard one time someone talk to me about it's not possible or it's not good to cut good cords with our family members. Now, as I mentioned before, we are not this body. We are not the role that we are playing. We are infinite consciousness becoming aware of ourselves. Our family, our networks are the same as us. We are infinite consciousness. So the roles that they're playing in your life are just roles. Okay? So what that means is that we're here on this planet to understand what we are, to evolve and to return to wholeness, which is a state of unconditional love. Unconditional love is infinite consciousness. It is source. It is the integration of all things. To be able to embody love, we must be able to accept all things as a part of ourselves. In the illusion of this world, we have many compartmentalized things that cause a great illusion of separation. And one of those illusions is looking at the family. And for a lot of us, our cultures have really created very deep, uh, uh, separations and lines between, let's say, a hierarchy of people in the family. And for a lot of people, that creates a tremendous amount of disconnect because inherently we are beings of love, of connection, and so when we come into some families where we have a lot of this disconnect, there is no love, there is no connection, we immediately, as children, when we come into the family, feel lost. We feel like we don't belong here. We feel like, what happened? I thought I was coming into a loving environment, and it's not. There's a lot of there, and this can happen in any kind of family where there is an imbalance within the divine feminine and masculine. When I refer to that, I'm talking about there is a disconnect between the integration of concept of love, the unification and the application of unconditional love. There's a disconnect with that. So we have to rebalance and relearn what it is to be whole, not just in ourselves, but in our society. Okay, and that work happens within us first. We have to understand it deeply within us first so that we can then be an example to all those that are playing those roles that have been created for us in this matrix, in this world of separation, which is an illusion. Okay, so the roles that our family members play are there for them to learn something, and we are here as let's see, the sons and daughters of this family to learn as well. We have children for many reasons. We could talk about that some other time, but a lot of us have karmic contractual agreements or unfinished lessons or incomplete expressions of ourselves, and then we have children. We bring children into this world. And when we bring children into this world, they are contractually bound to us in our network to teach a lesson or to heal this lineage. This is why people are born. People are born into, well, it's very complex, but I'm talking about the healing within the networks. The reason why you are born in your family is because you are causing a healing. You are causing an awakening with your consciousness and your knowledge for the network that you are in. Okay? And so every single incarnation or manifestation of consciousness, your mother, her lineage, father, his lineage, you are a unique consciousness that has evolved from this lineage in order to provide another opportunity of awakening for this lineage, for this consciousness to become aware of itself as a whole. It's as a whole, okay? So this is the beautiful thing and also the complicated thing of families and when we talk about family work. So when you are working on healing your ancestral trauma, you're addressing the same things that even your parents and so on and so forth until it is healed. A lot of us that have come into this dimensional timeline, in this specific timeline, are here to clean up a lot of this ancestral trauma. So if you are waking up, you're fully conscious, you are here to do work. So the invitation is to get to work with that family contracts. Some people feel that they have to alienate themselves completely from family. The distance has nothing to do with the work that you're capable of doing within your ancestral lineage. And you're not just doing some work separate from you. You're doing work on you, and you're working from the inside out. That's how you heal your family. Okay? And you're not healing the family, as I mentioned, infringing on their free will. You're healing your perspectives that have come from that lineage, all of the false concepts that have come from there, incomplete truths. Okay? So let's talk about the cord cutting now. So I want you all to come into a state of meditation. I'm going to run you through practice, but I want you to practice this on your own because you're going to need more time to become aware of the other aspects. It's going to be a quick tutorial. I want you all to inhale deeply and exhale. Okay. So we're going to begin to become aware of our body. I want you to tap into your body, full body awareness. And as you become aware of your energetic body, I want you to notice where you feel. You're going to use your third eye, okay, your inner vision, to look at your multidimensional body at where you're holding on to heavy cords. Okay. Let's identify a cord. Let's say, for example, you have a cord in your abdomen. So I want you to focus on the cord that you pick up. I want you to use your imagination to take a look at how this cord is attached to your body. And you're going to become aware of that by tapping into the body, tapping into what the feeling body is picking up. So the emotional body and the physical body, you're reading those two parts of yourself, okay? So take a look at the cord that's connected to you. Notice where in the body. Notice if it's connected to more than one part of your body. And you're going to ask to tap in to information as to what this cord is about. Okay. And you're going to know this information is going to come up for you. This is how we train. We have to train ourselves to have this kind of dialogue with our body. So as you see this cord, I want you to visualize that you're going to pull that cord out of your body. And you always pull it out at your body, at your end first, okay? Pull that cord, because if you don't pull it out at your end first and you pull it out at their end, then it's an incomplete transaction. In other words, these cords are, let me see, how should I explain it? It's like a USB cord, but it's like an internet cord that is, there is massive amounts of information. It's holographic information that is passing through this cord. Okay, so you have to pull it out through yours because you are changing the end information that is going to be connecting to the other person. It will affect the other person. They will feel it when you cut a cord. So in order to not affect free will, we cut the cord, we disconnect it from the body. You are shifting there, in that case, the vibrational frequency that is creating this energetic cord connecting to the other person. Okay, so go ahead and feel it. Feel that cord leaving your body. It's going to feel like tentacles. You're going to notice other parts of the body. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it maybe in your hips. Notice what other parts of your body you feel as you pull it out of your body. Okay, and as you pull it out of your body, you're then going to cut the cord on their end, and you cannot pull it out of their body. You cannot tap into their chakras. You cannot do that. You just cut the cord on their end. Okay, and you're going to inhale, because now you have to take all of your life force back into your body. Okay, this is how we clean up the cords that we are utilizing. Okay, you inhale your life force back. This is your energy. If you unconsciously deposited your energy into the other person, it's your job to take it back, because again, energy never disappears, it just reallocates. So we are completely responsible and in charge for the energy that we're exchanging with others. So inhale that energy back into your body, and you're going to exhale, releasing everything that belongs to the other person. Okay, you're going to release everything that no longer belongs to you. And of course, if it doesn't belong to you, it also will not serve you. So you're eliminating what doesn't serve you out. Okay, so what's going to happen next? So you're going to inhale deeply and exhale, and I want you to visualize that you're bringing a white light, and you're going to fill in the space in which you cut the cord with white light, with infinite consciousness. Infinite consciousness is unconditional love. It is the integration of all things. So you're filling that space in your body. Okay, I want you to inhale deeply and exhale. So all these cords that we're cutting with relationships, family, and friends, what you now created because you cut the cord is neutrality. Okay, you created neutrality. There will always be cords that are going to reattach with your loved ones and your family members. You are holographically connected to them, unless you completely dissolve the contractual agreements that combine you to them. And these are very deep programs and contractual agreements that you have to resolve within you in order to completely clear out those experiences. What that means is that this other person will never be able to trigger you, cause any emotions in you, will no longer be able to interact with you in a way that you feel triggered, because you have dissolved the contractual agreements that connect you in the first place. That's the deeper work that must be done, and that takes longer time. What you're doing now is you're creating neutrality, and this allows you to create new holographic connections. Clean holographic connections, and those holographic connections will naturally be created for you because you're interacting with the person. But now you get to connect from a frequency that you are in charge of, which is you have raised your frequency, because you would now have your awareness dictates the frequency and the vibrational frequency that you are emitting. So if you are aware now of what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you are aware of that relationship, you've now created a new energetic cord. And then it's up to you if you want to keep that or cut it or work with it. This same thing works with our partners, our sexual partners, friends, family, people we work with. We always want to clean these cords so that we can allow free will, because what happens if we don't cut them, you also can be a codependent or be behaving in a parasitic way due to programs of lack or fear towards someone else. And because they are unconscious as well, we are maintaining them in these interactions, and that's not correct. That's a toxic interactive relationship. So if you become aware of the role that you're playing because you are practicing awareness, then you decide to allow that person to choose for themselves what energy will benefit them. And so if you feel, what you will feel is a shift in the relationship, and they will also feel that. Okay, so this is how you cut energetic cords, and I would love to go deeper into this topic because there's way more information to talk about it. Okay, these things are not simple, but they are absolutely is essential to your understanding of becoming conscious, of changing your frequency, of becoming healthy, vibrant, transforming your life, healing the repetitive patterns of pain and suffering that we're experiencing in our life. It's incredibly important. So as you come back into the room, I want you to please take the next 24 hours before we get into our next practice to address and take a look at, do some personal inquiry at the relationships that are in your life and question what those relationships are about and how they are affecting you. What are the exchanges? Are the exchanges balanced? Or are they imbalanced? That's the question. And are these relationships in alignment with your core values, or are they not in alignment with your core values? Okay, so this is how you cut cords. I hope you have an incredible day. Thank you so much for joining me. And in a few minutes, I'm going to be live on the Spiritual You with Dave Scott. So I invite you to please join me. If you want to get a DNA reprogramming with me, please go ahead and go to my website. And if you like this video, please like it, subscribe, share with your friends, people that want to learn a little bit more about cutting cords, the back end of it. I'm going to do another video about cutting cords that goes way deeper into the second part of this as well. But this is a first step for you to start working with that. So thank you so much, and I hope you have an incredible day. Love you. Thank you so much for being here and all these amazing messages. Oh my God, Sergey. Hi, Sergey. Jordan, hi. So awesome to have you. Ernestina, Mustafa, Bella, hi, A11, perfect. Thank you so much. Marcelo, Pono, how are you? Resonate with positive love. All my love to you. Glenn Grithart, positive energy in all you do. Thank you so much. Vidas, bless you. All my love to you. Anushi, thank you so much for being here. Bella, I wonder how, Anushi asks, I wonder how celebrities manage their protection from millions of people. Right, and so it's really important to create energetic cords and energetic boundaries, and that must always come from a place of self-love. So that awareness is imperative for everyone, not just celebrities, everyone. We must all have healthy boundaries. So thank you so much, Z. Atkinson, Bella, Iris, Isis, thank you for being here. All my love and all my Facebook friends, love you. See you soon. Bye-bye.